Okay, let's go ahead and go through Chapter 8. Now, Chapter 8 is all about configurations, and configurations are handy ways to kind of save variations on a part, so we can save multiple versions. So let's just go ahead and we'll do some of the activities in Chapter 8 together. As usual, the PowerPoints are on eCompanion under Doc Sharing if you would like to look at kind of a snapshot overview of everything that is in Chapter 8. So I'm going to give you my screen and we're going to go ahead and get started building this machined block on page 8-1. Make sure your units are in IPS, and if you want, go ahead and set your view to plain white. Let's begin by selecting the front plane and opening a new sketch. We are going to use a line tool to sketch that profile that we've got there in the middle of the page, starting at the origin in the lower left-hand corner. Just go ahead and sketch this thing on in, and then we'll put our dimensions in directly. I'm not sure those are lined up, so I think I will avoid that automatic reaction. Let's see if I can fix that. I went the wrong way. And I need this guy actually to go over here, and this guy to come over here. I'll delete that one. Let's see what I can do here because I've got a mess. There we go. Now let's try doing this. And we'll put a line in here. And because I was not careful enough, I'm going to add a perpendicular relationship. We're not. We're going to make this guy be perpendicular to that one. Okay. We'll see how this goes. I may be starting over. Let's put in some dimensions from here to here. And those are actually slightly different dimensions. Okay. From here to here. There to there is going to be 0.5. From here to here is 1. From here to here is 0.5. From here to here is 1.5. This guy is 2 inches above the origin. This one is 4 inches. this one is 2 inches in the horizontal dimension. That one is 3 inches. Oh, let's get this one to be 4 inches out. That fixes that. This one, tuck in here at 3.5. And we will make this line and that line be collinear. And that fully defined my sketch. Okay, let's extrude this guy out. We're going to use a blind condition. We're going to make him 6 inches deep. And we want to reverse the direction so it goes back into the screen. Click OK. Okay, we're going to now pattern the counter force. Wait, I skipped a few steps. We're going to create some pockets. We want to select this slanted face and open a new sketch. And I'm going to view normal to that face. And I'm going to put a couple rectangles on, actually, maybe just one rectangle on here. This guy. And we will dimension him and pattern him in a minute, like now. So we want this rectangle to be 2 inches tall. And 1 1/4 inches wide. And located 0.625 inches from the left edge. And we're going to drop in a center line. So that we can add a symmetric relation to center that rectangle on that face. And now I'm going to go ahead and pattern these across. And I want 3 of them. I want a 1/2 inch space. Let's see what that gives me. That did not give me what I wanted. That's because I didn't select my entity. I want this, 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 this. Oops. Let's go 1.75 inches and make 3 of them. There we go. So I did 1.75 to account for the width of my rectangle plus the 1/2 inch that I want in between. And we're going to say, okay. And now I've got to put in some dimensioning here in order to make these things be fully defined. So we will put in that one. And we will make this line, whoops, make this line and that line be collinear. And now we've got everything fully defined. Okay, so now we're going to extrude these out. So I've got my 3 rectangles in, my sketch is fully defined. I'm going to extrude them, do an extrude cut, blind condition, 1/2 inch deep. We'll say okay. Except it doesn't know what I'm cutting. I'm cutting, say okay. There we go. Give it a look in 3 dimensions. Look good. Ooh, but I forgot to fillet my edges, so let's go back to normal. Let's edit that sketch and go into sketch. And we are going to do sketch fillets on all of these corners. It would have been more efficient to do this before I patterned them. But since I forgot, we can do them all at once. And we want an 0.08 radius fillet on those corners. And now let's say okay, and we will exit the sketch. And now we'll see that my pockets are also nicely rounded. And let's just take a quick look at that feature and make sure that yes, that is a 1/2 inch deep. Okay. So we'll look at this guy in 3 dimensions again. It looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and add a counterbore. And we're going to do that down here on this base. And we are going to use the hole wizard to do this. And we want a counterbore. Which is the one that is selected. We're going to use a binding head machine screw. So binding head screw. ¼ inch normal fit. We want to do a near side countersink. Wait. Interesting. Okay, so we are again bumping up against some additional capabilities in 2015 that we don't have in 2014. So let's do what we can here. We're going to set, there we go, click the underhead countersink, and that gives us some additional options. Click on the Set Custom Sizing. They hid that in there. And now what we want to do is we want to make our hole be 0.625 inches. And our C-bore, which is what this is, to be 0.875. And the depth should be 0.250. And we can leave that at 118 degrees. So rather than using the standard 1/4 inch size, we just set a custom dimension size. Now we're going to go into the Positions tab. Oops, let's go back in here and uncheck this button. There we go. So make sure your screen looks like mine. And we will now go into the Positions tab. And we are going to click on 3D Sketch, put our shape, our hole, right here. And now we can add dimensions from here to here. We want it to be 1 inch. And from the center of the hole to the bottom edge, we want it to be 1 inch. Okay, and now we can click OK. And OK again. And that gave us the counterbore hole that we needed. And now we're going to pattern that. So let's change our view just a little bit. I'm going to click Linear Pattern. I want to select the bottom edge as my distance, direction 1. I'm going to put in a 2-inch spacing, and I only want 3 of them. Make sure that the features to pattern is the C-bore. And now we're going to say OK. And there we have our 3 counterforce holes. Now we're going to create a mirror plane. And we do that by selecting a reference geometry here. And we're going to select plane. And we're going to select the right plane. As our reference entity. And we're going to offset 2 inches from that entity. And we want to make sure that that is on the right side. If yours isn't, use the flip option. The flip will move it right to left. And now we're going to click OK. And now we're going to mirror those holes. So we're going to select the mirror button. We are going to select our plane 1 as our mirror face or plane. We are going to choose our parts, our holes here to mirror. And then we're going to click OK. And that mirrored those holes onto the back side. So they are exactly lined up. All right. Now we're going to put some blind holes on the top surface. So I'm going to select the top surface. I'm going to open a new sketch. And I'm going to put in 4 holes, 4 circles. I like to do this normal. One here, 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 and there. Okay, I'm going to make them all be 0.275 inches. And I'm just going to do that with an equal relation. And I am going to place this one 1/2 inch up from the bottom edge and 1/2 inch in from the outer edge. And I'm going to give myself 1 inch between those 2 holes. And 5 inches between those holes. Okay, now we will make this center and that center be vertical. We'll make this one and this one be horizontal. And this one and this one be vertical. Okay, and my sketch is still undefined, so let's take a minute and figure out why. This guy's good. make sure this one and this one are equal. And now let's make this one and this one be equal. Close. Let's make this one and this one. They should be horizontal. There we go. Okay. Got it. Fully defined. Now let's go ahead and cut these. We're going to do a blind condition that is 1 inch deep. And say OK. And if we go back into 3 dimensions, there are my cut holes. And now we're going to make a cutaway section in a separate configuration. So let's save this. Okay, I just made that plane disappear so it was not clogging up my picture here, or my part. So what we're going to do is at the top of the feature manager tree, we are going to select the configurations tab. Which is this one. And we want to right click on the name of the part, which is this one. And this one. And we are going to add a configuration. All right, go here, and add configuration. And we're going to call it Cutaway View. And now we're going to make the cut. So we are going to select, what happened to my holes? There they are. Okay, I'm not going to make that plane go away. All right, let's go back here. Cutaway View. Select the top face. We're going to make a new sketch. I still like to look normal. And I'm going to sketch a rectangle that starts below my part and goes through there and through the center of those and out the other side. And now I'm going to put in some dimensions. Make that 1.5 inches from the back. Make our rectangle be 2 3/4 inches wide, 3 1/4 inches tall, 1/4 inch beyond the lower edge. And that fully defined my sketch, so we'll go ahead and click OK. Now we're going to cut this away, and we want to do a full cutaway, so we're going to do through all and say OK. Let's look at this in 3 dimensions, and you can see we've got our cutaway view. Now, if we want to look at our other configuration, we can double click to switch. And you can see on this one I also had suppressed those holes, and I didn't want to do that. So there they are, and they're back. Save this, and we can look at the cutaway view within the same file. So what we've got here are 2 versions of the same part with 2 different views within one file, so we don't have to have multiple files for different views of a single part. And there's no limit to how many configurations you can save in a given part document. And we can use a design table to manage all of these, and that is discussed on the next couple pages. So I'm going to leave it to you to work through and explore the activities on pages 12 through 14 of Chapter 8. And I will talk to you again soon.